as a soft goal for ourselves, now the last thing we should consider is just something, even though we might not get one of those contact forms to come in just yet, one thing that we can work towards together is actually making sure that your clicks are valuable. And what I mean by that is your overall account has a click-through rate, so CTR.
Yep.
And what that is a pretty good estimate as to how relevant your account is to an end user. And if you scroll down the page, you can see that overall for your account, your click-through rate is about a 4.7, so 0.47. And for a search campaign, if you were just showing up when people are looking for you, we'd actually want to see that somewhere between 1 to 2%.
Okay.
So cleaning up your match types and your ad groups is definitely going to help with that, because it's like saying clicks over impressions. So if we can get more people to raise their hand and show interest, then it's going to help out with your overall account performance, because we're going to look at you and say, you're showing content that makes sense. So one thing that we could do is also just reconsider where the ads are showing, since this is still in a planning stage. Now, see how it says Display Network? Down here at the bottom. Total Display Network. And see how many impressions you're getting? It says 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember how we talked about the different ways your ads could show, and that this is how you can show for image ads across other people's websites?
Uh-huh.
Well, we tend to see less of a response there just due to the nature of what display is, since people aren't intentionally looking for you. And what I wanted to propose in order to improve your click-through rates as well as to hone in on a strategy that works for you is to actually take you off of the display network, since it doesn't, we don't yet have data to support you being there with conversions or anything, and the impressions are quite high without very much of a response. So all I'm saying is I think it would be better use of your spend if you're just on Google search, and then we can scale it out to the display network if you still want to do that branding, awareness, other people's websites.
Okay.
Okay, so do you see like that's quite a bit of traffic without much of a response?
Yeah, it's 5,000 impressions for 18 clicks, so it's not.
Yeah, so it's not a bad look.
Nothing really wrong with that.
It's a good start, but as far as what we should do is why don't we change your network type, and then later down the line maybe we'll do some remarketing or some strategy around the display network, because I do think it's useful. Just when you first get started, and from what I can see, it hasn't been the best approach just yet, especially if we're just working with $15. So why don't we go why don't we scroll up the page and click on Settings, and just change your network type by clicking Edit.
Right here? Or
right there. Edit. You got it. Okay, and just change from Display Select with the drop down. And just opt yourself into Search Network. And hit Save. Okay. Ooh. Boom. Now, when people type in your keywords, that'll be option. It'll only be a text ad, and if we ever want to go back into the realm of display, I'll show you how to be more strategic with that. But as far as changes today, that one's a fairly big one, and I think it'll help your click-through rate just as a soft goal for us to work towards. And really what's going to make the difference is you building out the campaign structure and making some changes to the site if you have the opportunity to be more specific. But you're on the right wavelength. Like, it's clicking, you're getting it, and all I want to say is I appreciate you taking the time to do all this, and I'd love to hear a check-in maybe even 2 weeks from now just to see if you were able to make those changes, and we can hone in on that goal.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at my calendar right now, so let me know if this is or isn't a good time for you. But I actually have a block of time for the same time that we talked today, 2 weeks from now. Would you want to do that on a Monday?
That would be the 3rd?
The 3rd. November 3rd?
Yeah, we can do November 3rd, same time, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let me write it down, November 3rd, 2 p.m. Perfect.
Okay, so I'll send you that email just to remind you about the goals being imported, fancy stuff. And I'll also go ahead and just, I know you're loving the action plan, so I'll include a link there. And then if you have questions about building out your structure, just give me a message, or if Amy wants to send me an email, just to my liz.ba@google. And I'll be able to help you out there.
I forwarded Amy the email that you sent me last week with all the contact information and all that stuff. So.
Oh, good stuff. Perfect. Well, great. I think we're off to a really good start. And what I also wanted to do, I know we spent about an hour on the phone, so hopefully the next one we'll be able to just take a quick look at the information and get a good feel with where we're going with this. But I also just
Yep.
wanted to say thanks, and I'm going to pop a $25 credit onto your account just since you've taken the time to invest in your online marketing success. So you should see that reflected in just the next day or so.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thanks so much.
All right. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all both just in about 2 weeks. I'll talk to you then, okay?
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. Thank you. Have a
Bye-bye.
good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.